Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, I'm going to rank every team's alternate jersey. If you're new to the channel, then please do subscribe. And as always, be sure to hit that like button. Hit that notification bell too for all sorts of NHL related content. All right, so for starters, there actually is a handful of teams that don't currently have an alternate jersey in the NHL at the moment. So for example, some teams like Chicago, Detroit, and Florida will not be in the video. Let's break down the tier rankings. First, we got the God tier. The best jerseys will go there, and then it'll slowly decrease to elite and then clean. Mid is where the jerseys that I'm not too crazy about will go, and then trash is, well, trash. First up, we've got the Anaheim Ducks. I've got to say, I'm loving this new Ducks jersey. It is so fresh, it is so clean, and it is absolutely elite. I hope Anaheim will full-on rebrand and make this their permanent jersey. It's not the old school logo, but I'm liking this one to mix it up. The Ducks are entering a new era that will likely be very memorable, so going with a totally new style moving forward would be amazing to see. I also love the color scheme. It's unique as can be. It's totally their own style all around. It's very gorgeous. Moving on to the Arizona Coyotes, and yes, we've got another elite jersey here. They absolutely nailed the simplistic look. The color scheme is fire, and the little designs on the sleeves and on the bottom part of the jersey is so sick. It's really unique and different, and I love when teams can come up with something that was never done before. It's usually hit or miss for me when a team just has their team's name on the jersey, but this one works for me. All right, we're off to a pretty hot start here. Lots of spectacular jerseys to begin the video. This jersey is absolutely goated. Literally, it's got the goat head, and it is one of the best jerseys in the league, and there's no debate. I grew up in the 2000s, and I loved when these were Buffalo's primary jerseys back in the day, so I'm really happy to see that these are back in the mix. They're drip-tastic, and they certainly deserve to be in the God tier. Next up, we've got the Boston Bruins, and this one may be a bit of a hot take. Sorry to say, but I'm really not rocking with this B jersey. It is really clean, and it deserves a case for being in that tier, but still, it just feels a little too boring for my liking. Overall, the jersey looks good. It's got the nice Boston colors, but it's that big, boring B that decreases its look for me. That B probably stands for boring. I'm throwing this jersey into the mid tier. And now we've got the Calgary Flames. I loved this jersey growing up. The Fire Horse is super cool. The color scheme is pretty great, but I feel like another team perfected it just a bit more. I'm going to throw this one into the elite tier, but I wouldn't argue with anybody if they believed that this one belongs in the God tier because it is truly a beautiful jersey. Moving on to the Canes. This is another one where I'm not so high on it. I'll be honest, I'm going to go with mid here, and it's probably one of the more hot takes in the video. I checked out a ranking on alternate jerseys, and Carolina was in the top 3, and I totally disagreed. So I thought I'd clap back and say that this jersey is rather mid. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's the gray shoulders or the logo that isn't as good as their primary one. These aren't really for me, and I just find that plenty of teams have better alternates than these ones that the Caniacs know and love. All right, now we're talking. This is a fair jersey here by Colorado. Good colors, it's got a great style, it's absolutely clean. I like this logo. All around, I have nothing to complain about, but it isn't a top tier alternate jersey for me. Another jersey with a great unique style is this Columbus one with the cannon. It might not be for everybody, but it has a good reputation for being a top tier alternate jersey, so I'm adding it into the God tier. I think this logo is so cool and the color scheme is so fresh. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Columbus maybe rebrand someday and make these their primaries. It's that good, and it's becoming quite the classic among the league. Moving on to the Dallas Stars. Yep, I mean, just look at this. I think these are one of a kind. They're like glow sticks, and it's just really exciting. First of all, Dallas's green already is so perfect, but adding it with this black and then making the green neon is just filthy cool. This is a gross jersey, and it's the good gross. I praise this jersey. It's a God tier one for sure. I will acknowledge that some people think these are horrendous, but I kindly think you're insanely wrong. All right, Edmonton. This is a team that just can't seem to get it right with their jerseys for the past decade or so. The only exception is their new homes and aways. Those are so clean and finally back to where it needs to be. As for these alternates, I think they're pretty clean. They were one of the better Edmonton jerseys for quite a while, so I think it's fair to say they're clean. They're not my favorite, but I do like them much more than Boston and Carolina's. Next up, we've got another team from California. LA did it right with these bad boys. They're simplistic and nostalgic. White jerseys often aren't all too exciting, but this one makes you feel happy. It's just really fresh and looks nice. I would never complain with this one. It's just a total classic. All right, let's get it going on. We've got our first trash jersey, and here it is. The Minnesota Wild alternate jersey. Very mid. Subway, eat fresh, am I right? That's what everybody says, and I believe that's all we can really think when we see this jersey. I'll give them some props. The color scheme is unique, and it is theirs, but something about this feels very wrong. I think they could get it right with the green and yellow someday, but this one ain't it, boss. Did I mention a trash jersey? Well, here is literally a trash jersey. The Devils blacked out jersey is just so mid and trash that it's an easy choice for being a part of this tier. Some teams aren't meant to totally black out like this, and I guess the Devils are one of them. This doesn't feel unique, and it feels pretty lazy, honestly. I hate this. So we're on a bit of a streak here. I guess this one's a bit better, but it's still quite the snooze fest. It is somewhat clean, but I'll go with the mid because it's pretty much as boring as that Boston jersey. I kind of like the zoomed in NY, but it's just not enough for me. This Islanders jersey is mid, and they probably all will be until they bring back the Fisherman. One of the newest alternate jerseys is this one by the Rangers. It's so new that I haven't even really heard too many comments on it yet. Me personally, I think it's mid. I'd say out of all of the mid jerseys, it's the closest one to being in the clean tier, but I gotta say I hate those sleeves. It seems pretty disappointing, much like the other New York teams. I just feel like, come on, why can't you get it right? The Rangers should make the Lady Liberty jerseys their alternates. It's an easy choice. San Jose always seems to get it right with their threads. They nailed it once again with these beauties. The black with the signature shark color is just too good. You can make the case for this jersey being maybe a little too simple and boring, but I would disagree. The Sharks logo is exciting enough itself, and all around the color scheme works out really good here. Moving on to the Lightning, these seem to be some of the lamest and laziest alternate jerseys. It's like, why? They are so much of a fail. They look like they are practice jerseys or warm-up jerseys at best. It's kind of cool how the black and gray meshing together kind of gives you the vibes of dark, stormy clouds, but it's still an underwhelming jersey. If you told me it was trash, then I would have to agree with you. All right, now on to the jersey that was designed by Justin Bieber, right? I believe that's a fact. Anyways, I think this jersey is pretty close to clean, but I'm going to go with mid as well. For one, black is simply not Toronto's color. It looks really weird. These jerseys are somewhat unique. The best future would be the cool city design on the one sleeve, but it's just not enough for me. It's not all that bad, but I feel like there are plenty of better ones than these. Next up, we've got the hot Vancouver Canucks, and I love seeing them rock these drip-tastic jerseys. These are too good. The color scheme is excellent, but the amazing logo makes it even better. These are some of the best jerseys in the show today, and it's not even close. There's no debate. These are incredible. The Golden Knights now have a jersey where they are full-on rocking gold. It's not my favorite, but I still respect it, and I do believe it's their all-time best jersey so far. I'll put it in the clean tier, and I'm feeling like that's a pretty fair ranking. One final team that we've got is the Washington Capitals. This jersey has a big W in the front, but it may as well have a giant L. That may be a little harsh, but I just don't vibe with this jersey all too much. The color scheme is pretty good, and it really does look like a Capital jersey, but it's pretty lame, I'd say. Washington recently had some fire reverse retro jerseys, and I would love to see them make one of those their alternates. This jersey isn't the end of the world, and it's not the worst jersey in the mid tier, but I don't think it's worthy of the clean tier. So there you have it, my alternate jersey ranking. Next time I'm going to do this for everybody's home jersey. Be sure to subscribe to check that one out once it's available. If you could leave a like as well, it would be appreciated. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about my ranking. Which jersey deserves more love? Which jersey do you think is overrated? Anyways, thanks for the support, everybody, and I will see you all next time.